Welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BU Oracle cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for November the 25th through till December the 1st, and the overall theme is if you build it, they will come. So definitely the analogy from the old Kevin Costner movie. So let's go in and explore more about where this overall theme comes from. So Monday and Tuesday is the card of trust is the key. Wednesday through to Friday is moon cycles. And Saturday, Sunday, the intuitive message is playfulness. Monday and Tuesday with the card of trust is the key connects in with that if you build it, they will come. Do you remember the movie where Kevin Costner, I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Costner, got that vision to build a baseball pitch in his crop, and everyone at first thought that he was crazy and insane to do that, but there was such a deep calling from within him to do this, and that he just knew that he needed to trust that intuitive guidance that comes through. Well, that's exactly the message that comes through Monday and Tuesday. Trust the intuitive guidance that's coming through. It may not always seem rational or logical, but if there is a very deep calling within you that you need to do something, then there is a bigger, deeper message underneath the surface that is coming through in what is classified as invisible forces. Our intuition is invisible. We can't see it, as in it being something tangible, like a physical body that we can touch, feel, know, feel. But intuition comes through invisible forces. We intuitively see, we intuitively feel. It's that extra sensory element within our body that deeply connects us to our soul, that reminds us if something is so important, to trust those vibes that come through, to trust that intuitive guidance that's coming through. Because Wednesday through to Friday with the moon cycles, it's about the new moon. So follow the guidance that's coming through, leading you and connecting you into those soulful truths, are deeply connecting you to your dreams. Trust that you will be intuitively guided for every single step. Trust that deep within you, those inner feelings or that deep inner knowingness around the dreams that you want to pursue are there for a reason. Learn to trust yourself and the intuitive guidance, because this information wouldn't filter into your consciousness if there wasn't a much bigger purpose behind it. Now, as I said, just because there's no rational behind it doesn't mean that the overall thing is not logical. It just sometimes can start off that way, that it doesn't seem logical, but you know that it's rational because you're connecting and believing in the truth of that intuitive guidance that's coming through, because you know that your soul is always going to guide you for your highest potential. So trust in those dreams, goals, and aspirations that are filtering through into your consciousness right now, because it's about harnessing the energy of the new moon, which is about being able to manifest things rapidly. So this is a gorgeous opportunity to tap into that heightened level of energy filtering through from the new moon through Monday and Tuesday. It's also a reminder of trust is the key, as we've just had Mercury go direct. Now we will still have the lingering energy of Mercury still filtering through for a little while. And what it's doing is it's giving us an opportunity to review what you learned in the past month. What have been some of the lessons that have been brought to you? What are some of the patterns and cycles that have been brought into your awareness that you can now look at? How can you harness that and break those cycles and implement beautiful new patterns and behaviors that become the match for the person that you are? These are all insightful ways in which we get to be able to take our learning and lessons that we've gained so much information and knowledge around them and move them to the next level, which is creating the change and transformation which can be harnessed in the new moon. So this is where I always suggest that if we get to have if we have awareness around what is going on energetically, this is where we can tap into it and harness it to its highest potential. So there's this beautiful evolution of growth that is coming through from Mercury retrograde. So we will become so much more consciously aware of those stories that we may have told ourselves, the excuses, or even observing some of your belief patterns and just seeing how naturally they have become so instinctual. But that doesn't always mean that because they're instinctual or that you unconsciously do them, that they're actually a pattern or a cycle that is conducive to the person that you are now. It just gives us hindsight and to see that there is a time where we need to be able to go through and have a look and observe our belief system and make sure that they are a match for the person that you are now, because sometimes our beliefs that we hold, we could have had those for a really long time, and yet sometimes they require, some beliefs require a little bit of tweaking and adjusting to match the vibration that you are. And some of them actually needed to be cleared and deleted altogether and reinstall beautiful new beliefs that really do fit into alignment with that gorgeous soul that you're growing into. So trust that intuitive nudging that is bringing all this gorgeous, insightful awareness into your consciousness right now, because it is for your highest potential. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday through to Friday is the card of moon cycles. We move into the beautiful new moon period, which is about trusting the energy where it's the most amplified, to become more aware that we have the potential to manifest things very, very rapidly. And that's not always, I do want to just reframe that in a way by saying that manifesting things rapidly can also mean that we can rapidly move through a time of transformation so quickly. We don't need to go into these very, very intense places of deep inner work, because we've already done that with Mercury retrograde. And that sometimes we can have that transformation by sometimes even just having conscious awareness to, oh, okay, this is happening. And I can use the energy to rapidly manifest healing to be done at a rapid rate. So this is again where we can manifest things, that anything that we want in your lifetime right now. So don't box it in just to only dreams and goals or aspirations or things that you want to appear in your reality. Also use and harness this energy on how you can move through that transformation, harness the new changes that you want to implement, and get those embedded deeply into your soul at a very rapid rate. So manifesting is a much bigger platform than we're aware of, but it's also a time to be incredibly mindful that with that increase of manifesting, that we can also manifest the things that we don't want. So it's important to have awareness around the language and conversations that you're having with yourself, because whatever you're talking and breathing life into, and that can be even just having that internal conversation with your own self. If you are having some form of communication within your own self, you're breathing life into whatever it is that you are communicating through. So make sure that the conversations that you have are around the things that you want to show up in your world. So if you're starting to notice that things are being presented at your current reality that are more of a match for things that you don't want, guess what? You get to be able to wipe the slate clean, take the lesson from that and go, I am such a powerful, gorgeous, divine being that I can rapidly manifest what I want. And I can see that I've manifested something that's not in alignment with myself. So I'm going to use that manifesting potential to be able to invest my time and energy into the things that I do want. So this is a great time for us to become really conscious on our own power, our potential, our higher self, our more aware, soulful version of our own self, but also that heightened awareness to that human part within our own self. And the human part within our own self wants to collect evidence. So when you see things manifest rapidly, the human part of ourself says, I am actually a powerful manifester. And so therefore we have this beautiful unity between the human part and our soulful place, and we can get them to work cohesively together to become an absolute powerhouse at manifesting amazing things in our world. Now, with the weekend's energy, with playfulness, is to remind ourselves that sometimes we get so caught up in adulting, was what I like to call it, where we have so many should do's, have do's, must do's, the conformity of all of the restraints of what it involves to be an adult, and sometimes we can squish the life out of our dreams. The playfulness card is about having that burst of life, that zest and vitality for life being brought in, and sometimes that is all brought about by stepping outside of that adulting and be able to connect into that joyful, happy, bountiful version of self that wants to go and live life and have fun and have adventures and laugh our head off. And that doesn't mean that we're not aware of our responsibilities, because they're always going to be there. But sometimes when we just take these little pockets of time to just connect in with that joyful, youthful, fun, loving version of self, that energy can be drawn through and breathe life, even more vitality into our dreams and goals and aspirations, and back into our soulful energetic frequency gets elevated when we understand. Because when we get stuck in that adulting version, we start to move more into a space of being just in robot mode. I just have to do this and I need to do that and that needs to be done. And we do that on autopilot. So that doesn't mean that we stay present. So playfulness brings us present. With you sitting around with girlfriends and laughing and having a great time, guess what? You're present. And that laugh and that joy resets the energy frequency within your own self. And this is where we get to harness the new moon energy and bring in that playfulness and bring that renewed sense of vitality for life. And we can breathe that energy back into our dreams and goals and remind ourselves that we can have fun while we pursue our dreams. It doesn't need to be mundane. It doesn't need to be robotic. It doesn't mean to suck the life out of you. Dreams are about understanding that it's about enjoying the journey while you're there, and to be able to have fun and to be able to sometimes laugh at yourself and be able to say to yourself, oh, look, remember, there is always more than one way to achieve this. Don't need to keep just doing the same mundane things over all the time. You are supposed to enjoy this journey of chasing your dreams and making them become your reality. Because guess what? If you can believe it, that means that you can build those dreams and you can turn them into a reality. So again, that analogy from the overall theme of if you build it, they will come, which means that if you stay true to yourself, you will always attract the right people that are going to be a match to help you make those dreams come true and to be able to have fun while you do that. Because remember, whenever we go to start chasing our dreams, it's always going to take a team effort to get you there, which is part of your cosmic team of you, your soul, the universe. But they also are also working to bring in the right people to be able to help you make those dreams come true for you. And when we want to be able to attract these people, we want it to be a match for that dream. If our energy is low, vibrating low, and yet you're trying to chase your dreams, you're bringing that sluggish energy into it. So your soul is saying to yourself this week, go and have some fun. Let your hair down for just a moment, because that renewed energy, you are going to be able to channel that baby back into your dreams and therefore enjoy everything that you are wanting to manifest into your current reality, and you're almost going to feel like a completely renewed version of self. And I think this is an incredibly powerful message, because we have done so much gorgeous inner work over the last month, and now we get to sit back and really get to enjoy by observing what you've learned. How is it that you can create the change? How is it that you can harness this energy, and how can you elevate your energy up into that gorgeous, divine, soulful person that you are? So I wish you all an incredibly wonderful week. If you would love to be able to have a new moon workbook Find the link below and you will be able to go through and download the My New Moon Empowerment Workbook to be able to help you be able to set gorgeous, powerful intentions for the new moon. And remember, believe in the potential that is within you, because your soul is shining that as a mirror back into your world at this moment for you to see the beauty that resides within you. So I wish you an incredibly amazing week this week. And remember, always dream big, because if you reach for the moon and get the stars, then that is amazing. But if you dream low, guess what? You'll also reach that level, and that is not exactly the most stimulating thing. So be mindful of your conversations. Be mindful of that energy that you want to bring this week. There is this gorgeous air of energy, of excitement that's coming through. So there's that invisible force that we are having a feeling of being super, super excited, but we don't always know what that means. But it doesn't mean that we can't enjoy feeling into that excitement and allowing the invisible forces of your intuition and the universe to bring those things back into your reality through bringing people in to help you make your dreams come into reality, as well as reminding you of your unlimited potential to manifest things rapidly. So take care. And if this message is something you would love to share with people, feel free to share or like or comment on this message. Much love.